Most of what you struggle with didn't start with you, but seeing that is not the same as changing it. Awareness is often where things begin, but it's not what brings those patterns to an end. You can see a pattern clearly and still find yourself repeating it. You can understand where something came from and still find it moving through you in exactly the same way as before. And trust me, I've been there many times. I've had moments where I could see exactly what I was doing. I know exactly where something came from and why it originated in the first place, but seeing that has not been enough to change it, alter it, heal it, transform it, transcend it. Awareness creates understanding, but it does not create transformation and change. We need to go deeper. A lot of what we carry has been shaped over more than just our own experience. It moves through time, through generations, in a way that is almost alive. It's lived. Everything that's been lived, everything that's been suppressed, everything that has never been resolved is still alive in you in a way. You're still connected to this energy that has been moving within you for much longer. And this is where it becomes more difficult, because even when you see a pattern clearly, there's often a part of you that does not want to let it go. Not because you don't want to change, but it's because it's tied to how you've come to know yourself, an identity you've been living in, the way you see yourself, the way you've always been, how other people see you, even where you've learned to be. It's always been you. So we cannot disconnect the pattern or patterns from the overarching identity from which you've been operating your entire life. They are very much linked. So therefore, letting go of the pattern on a subconscious level can feel like letting go of you, who you've always been, your entire identity almost. And I remember how uncomfortable this felt when my patterns began to shift and change and heal for the first time. Because if I let go, I knew that I would not be the same person and I would not resonate with the same things as before. And there's a loss in that. And that sense of loss can be really painful. So subconsciously, we are much more attached to our patterns than we realize, because they are so deeply linked with our identity and who we've always been and everything that belongs to that identity. Who would you even be without those patterns? You would be a completely different person, resonate with completely different people, places, and things. And that is very frightening to the subconscious mind. So what happens? A part of you resists it, resists change, resists healing, resists transformation. Not consciously, but in a way that you are trying to hold on to what feels familiar in you and in your life and in your self-concept. Because if the pattern begins to loosen, something about who you've always been starts shifting as well. And it is like a snowball effect. And that can feel really uncertain, uncomfortable, and quite frightening, because you're now stepping into the unknown in a major way. There is nothing more frightening to most of us, right, than the unknown, because at least the familiar feels safe, quote unquote. So this can be a major barrier that allows you to stay stuck, and it's actually a protective mechanism from your subconscious mind that we need to override. So one thing that has really helped me in this is the concept of surrender, really leaning into surrendering. Because once you get to a point where you realize that there is no more self-analysis or understanding or thinking your way through or learning that's actually going to shift things, it needs to be a becoming, it needs to be an evolution of being, and it needs to be a surrendering. So that does allow you to let go in a different way. You're not trying to force change, because that never works, but being willing to place what I'm holding into something beyond myself and asking God and the divine to hold it and release, and not continuing things in the same way, but allowing things to unfold, allowing things to unravel, allowing things to be deeply uncomfortable for a while, surrendering to that process and developing deep trust that this is part of the dismantling of the old, so that a new identity can be formed as well. Because this is deeply about shifting that identity. Healing and shifting and transcending those patterns means shifting your identity and going beyond who you've been. You cannot fully release something if you're still holding on to the version of yourself it's attached to. At some point, both begin to loosen together. And that's when things really start to change. Not because you see clearly, because you've been seeing clearly for a while now, right? But because you're no longer identifying with who you've been carrying those patterns. And from that place, something new can be born. A rebirth can take place. An evolution of being can take place. And that's the game changer. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm Hege, sharing spiritual insight, poetry, music, and lived reflections to help us see more clearly and to live more truthfully together. Till next time.